Alright, what's up guys? So I just want to take a second to show you guys a quick demonstration of what like oxidation looks like. So a lot of guys are new to the industry, are curious about, how do you tell if a home is oxidized or not. So immediately look at this house from experience with dealing with vinyl. I can tell if you look at this just off the site, and I'm not sure how it comes up on video, but I can tell this siding is faded. So it looks faded from from its natural original color. So what you can do is when you're even suspicious that a siding is oxidized or might have oxidation, all you gotta do really is take your finger across it. We'll bring the camera in some a lot. I'm gonna wipe just in like one area. And I don't know if that's showing up or not, but if we look at my fingers, they're now gray. I rub some of this oxidation off, right? So what happens is if some precautions when you're dealing with an oxidized house. One, you can let the customer know up front, hey, your siding is oxidized, show them this demonstration, talk about the process of how it's removed. And we'll talk about that in another video. But if you're already dealing with a home that's already oxidized and they don't want to pay for oxidation removal, it is imperative that you do not use high pressure on the siding. So obviously when we practicing, washing with safe practices, so doing soft washing. But some other precautions other than just not getting up too close and using too much pressure on the siding is that if we did that, when this home dried, we would, just like I rubbed it off, we would have removed it with the pressure washer. And so it's gonna look very uneven when it dries. But, so another precaution to take is when you're washing, when you're putting your mix on the house, is that if it dries too quickly, or if you use too hot of a mix on the siding that is very oxidized, it could be difficult to rinse out. So when the house dries, it's gonna look very spotchy and spotty. So the precautions you want to take when dealing with the oxidized side, especially if it's getting direct sunlight, which means it could dry faster, is one, don't go too hot of a mix, because too hot of a mix could also cause flash oxidation. But like I said, this is already oxidized. So soft washing, don't let the mix dry on the siding, and don't use too hot of a mix is basically my 3 main tips for you when dealing with oxidized siding. So you don't want to leave the house looking any worse than what it does. So we're gonna wash this side, but after we're done, it's still going to be oxidized. So make sure you tell the customer that that if they're looking at their siding and seeing it looks faded, tell them that when we wash the house, we're doing just that. We're washing it. It's not going to remove this oxidation. If they want it removed, it is another separate service, and it does cost a lot more because it's more timely. Sometimes you can just spray certain solutions on and rinse it off. A lot of times it takes the right solutions plus brushing basically panel by panel to really remove the oxidation. So I just want to give you guys that piece of advice or tips, and hopefully this helps you out for your next home you deal with that's oxidized. Thanks. All right guys, so just so I can give you guys a quick example, here's the oxidized side. I'm gonna show you guys a quick example between the difference between soft washing and pressure washing. So on the same machine, right? So we can regulate our pressure washer to pretty much give us a soft wash experience. One is I apply the chemical using an X-Jet. You guys can downstream, whatever you want to use. But when it comes to rinsing, so this right here is a soft wash nozzle. And I've did this in another video, but guys can see the orifice size, right? This is how you regulate pressure on a pressure washer. You see how wide the orifice is on this nozzle, which means that the wider the hole, the less pressure that's being forced through that hole, right? Because that's what controls the pressure. So when I squeeze this, you guys can see this is very gentle. Put my hand in front of it, and this I can even get a close on. This isn't going to remove oxidation. Right? It's like going through a sprinkler. Now, if I switch this to this other nozzle, let's see which one. Here we go. If I put this one on right here, you know the difference between pressure and soft washing? While this still isn't a high amount of pressure, that's different. It's a little bit of more of aggressive stream of water. If I get up close to the house with that, I guarantee it's going to remove the oxidation. So that's just a quick example, guys. Your nozzles will regulate pressure. You put the right nozzles on, you can properly soft wash your house without moving oxidation. All right, guys, so as you can see, our oxidized side is all clean. So check it out. Look at that. You can see that this is how an oxidized side should come. Looks a whole lot better visually. We don't have any extra marks, and this is what you get when you properly wash your home and you soft wash it. If I was to use pressure, this thing could be looking pretty bad once it's done, but taking off the dirt off of it, it even honestly looks a lot better and doesn't look like as faded as when before I cleaned it. And so I hope you learned something from the video, guys. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share it with somebody who could gain value from it, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.